They engaged 100%. It was no act. They're passionate about what they do, and they're passionate about bringing change, and they will stop at nothing, literally at nothing, to get that to happen.
My experience with dialogue has been like, if you were in the dark and someone handed you a torch, light.
Dialogue is an organization that helps companies to be more productive. We work with individuals and we work also with the whole organization just to help them in terms of shifting their cultures and bringing about change, but in a more productive way for the company.
We found the need to start dialogue because so many of the organizations that we went into and the organizational challenges that we came across all actually boiled down to poor communication. Whether it was the leaders who needed more soft skills competencies, if conflict was not well managed, perhaps individuals were feeling undervalued or not included, all those kind of issues were really about communication. So dialogue was really born out of the need that we saw in these organizations.
What makes us unique is definitely our facilitators. We've got a dynamic group of facilitators with decades of experience behind them. They have the ability to draw people and help them to realize their potential.
I've been with Dialogue for over 10 years now. The reason why Dialogue is a special place to train at is because it's very unique in the sense that every training course is tailor-made for the client. It's never been one size fits all. I also think Dialogue allows me to bring my own personal stamp to training. So if I want to make it very interactive or possibly use theatre sports or something that's unique from my drama training, Mandy's always encouraged me to use it. So you never feel like you have to conform to a certain training style, which happens to many other trainers at other training companies.
I'd like to liken the process to peeling an onion. I've been at EXA for just over 2 years, and there was a lot of history that, being new at EXA, and essentially I must say all the executives were actually all new at EXA. A lot of changes have happened. Distrust was part of it as well. They were not allowed to communicate. Communication was almost like guarded. Dialogue gave us that opportunity to peel the onion, to get through the layers, until to the core layer where we feel now that, everyone understands what's going on. We understand our staff members.
It's also that we immerse ourselves in the culture of the organization, and we really strategize. Every process is totally unique for that organization, and we re-strategize and reconceptualize all the way along so that we are totally responsive to the needs that arise during the time that Dialogue is with that organization.
Not only do they create a spirit of togetherness, they give you practical hints on how to carry out your daily tasks and how to interact with your colleagues. And it has been the most practical process that I have been through.
The employees themselves need to be energized, they need to be informed, they need to know what is expected of them. Sometimes just throwing a policy at the employee may be as confusing as ever. So what Dialogue does is it also almost facilitates the process from getting to understand the policy, getting to understand what the customer needs, getting to prepare the employees to meet the demands of the company and of the industry.
The dialogue process showed us that there's so much work that needs to be done within the company, and that realization to say, there's so much that needs to be done. But at the same time, as much as it was a challenge, we could see the light.
I think the greatest challenge for me in the process was personal challenge. You don't always want to be totally honest in a group situation. But the dialogue facilitators created a safe forum for you to be able to be honest and face the challenges, because I think honesty is the key to working through any process.
To see somebody reclaim why they love their job, why they're doing what they're doing, to remember that and get their passion back, for me, that's always the significant change. People re-engage, they get excited.
I think the best part was the teamwork that we got to accomplish out of this whole exercise, but as well getting to know the staff. You know, we are here every day with each other, but there was so much that we know about each other. And getting to know them made us kind of appreciate, you know, the kind of people that we have.
You know, what we found that people often get it emotionally or intellectually even as to why they need to make a change. For instance, why there needs to be more diversity and inclusion in their organization, or why the customer service needs to be better. But there's a great difference between that and actually changing the behavior. What we find, why we need a longer process, is that we find that firstly we need to allay people's fears, make them comfortable with the new tools and the new behavior. Because as soon as they are stressed, they will revert immediately back to their old way of doing things. So we're there for a longer time span to watch this, to coach them, to assess, to support them, to see what will work for them in their environment, and really get the results that the client needs by the end, as opposed to a quick fix solution.
People want to deal with real situations and given tools to resolve a real situation. So those were tools that I feel, the way they ran the workshops, it was like showing someone how to use a machine and then say, get on with it. To me, it's something that's ownable. And I believe if we are consistent as EXA using those tools, we're going to actually leapfrog. You know.
People don't realize how valuable this kind of training is until you've tried it out. It's much more than training. I think there's a dialogue experience. And I think that once people have started it, you can see they keep coming back because they realize how fundamental this kind of training is to all kind of business communication. So I think that is why Dialogue is so special and unlike any other training company.
I think what challenges all of us and what we love is those clients or those individuals that say, we've been through it all, nothing works, our organizational culture has been like this for 20 years, we've sent him to therapy 100 times, it doesn't work. That's when we really get to the drawing board, we think out of the box, we create new strategies and creative ideas to get the shifts. And so we're looking forward to a lot more shifts like that in the future.
It was great fun, and I think that it lifted the spirit of the entire organization because we had snippets of fun and with great outcomes. And I think that everybody felt part of the team because Dialogue created that spirit, that team spirit within the organization.
If all the sister companies that we interact with were to look at where we are today, that speaks, you know, tons and tons of words to say they are worth trying. I would recommend them, definitely. The approach that Dialogue has brought, it's more real, it's more relevant, it's contemporary, it's workable, and it's ownable.